watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. Where do I go? But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. Yeah. I don't mind the path that I had to walk, and I don't mind all those words that I had to talk, and I don't mind all those flings that I had to fling, and some of those words I spoke I just had to sing. I just had to bring the best that I had to give, and being tested by these blessings that I had to live, changing dressings on the scars that I had within. It's a daily operation, you just gotta grin before it gets too grim and life pins you in. You gotta think like a shark and show your fins, whether alone in the dark or with an audience. Believe you're the hottest commodity since the iPhone lobotomy. You follow me? I'm hoping probably. I'm talking openly and don't know where the rope could be. The crosshairs, the red dot, or the poison drip. So take a message from this song, that's all I have to give. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. They leave you in the rain, then hang you out to dry. I wonder how so many people get by. But then one day you wake up and start to realize that anyone you know could be called up at any time. Can't press rewind, can't flip the tape, so might as well not live in the past and dwell on hate. People talk strange shit to get to the gate, and if you know me well, you know I call them doors of fate. I take what I need, but not too much. I never open the door if the handle was hot to the touch. You gotta find an alternate way out of the flames. They want you in the spotlight, they want you just to take the blame. But all the same, it's like a wheel with these fucking hipsters. Instead of more rappers, we could use more active listeners. But I don't mind that a lot of things are actually happening, cause I'm a music slave and this is what I'm coming strapped with. Cause I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, not knowing where to go. But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain.
All right, what's up, everybody? It is Tuesday night again, April 23rd, 2024. Let's go. It guys, 8:30 Central Time every Tuesday night. Indoor Farmer Reviews. We got episode 74 for you tonight. 74. We got Matt Anderson. We got him all to ourselves tonight. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Ben, buddy.
Oh man, we've been hoping to get you back, and I'm glad you hit me up because I'm like, we need to work that in for sure. I'm doing well. Actually, I've been trying to do more interviews, so this should be more of a little bit of a break from that, since we've had you up here for all the, how was your childhood and all that stuff before. We're just gonna chill and we're gonna hang out. We have definitely some information we're gonna get out there to everybody about what you got going on, of course. But we're not gonna, it's not gonna be heavy on that. What's up, everyone? We got 20 people already hanging out, plus whoever's on the Rumble. Cheers, everyone. I see Margaret over on the Rumble and X. Shouts out to X. Everybody over there that's helping me out with the algorithm. Appreciate it. So, Matt, you told me briefly just before we started that you haven't been out to the golf course, but golf's your thing, right? You're a golfer, right?
Oh, I love golf. I'd be out there every day if I could afford it. But yeah, I've got actually my daughter's going to be trying out for the high school golf team here in Quincy this fall. So
Nice.
Gives me another reason to get out to the course even more this summer.
So I never did get into golf because it takes too long, man. It takes too long. Like, okay, I'll be perfectly honest. It's probably more so the cost than it is about the, how long it took, because you got to buy all the clubs and whatnot. But there's ways to get around that and stuff. I always found frisbee golf. Actually, I didn't find it until I was in my 20s. But I always found it to be cheaper because you can actually find discs and stuff. Have you ever been golfing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I got a couple discs upstairs.
Nice. We got to go try that. I got to come down and see what kind of courses are in Quincy.
We've got some pretty decent ones.
There's probably a couple down there I haven't been to. There's one in my own town I haven't been to. I happened to see it at the dog park. Took the dog to the park and I was like, is that a disc catcher over there? Is that a basket? What's going on? And then I saw another basket. I was like, there's a course around here or somewhere around the park. So I have to go and check that out for sure. Let's see what's going on. Have you traveled for golf? I used to, when I was younger, my friends and I, we went down to like Springfield to try out a couple courses, just to like a couple towns over, see how far.
I've got a couple courses around the area I've wanted to go play. I usually just stick to my local courses. Last year I did take my clubs with me when I went down to Texas and played at the course on Texas A&M. That was a pretty cool experience.
For some reason, I imagine a course where there's an island that you have to hit the ball onto the island, where there's surrounded by water.
Not quite that. It's a still public course, so not quite that.
Oh, okay.
Not quite that.
Texas is right by the water, and he's got there's nothing but water traps everywhere, Well, in frisbee golf, you see people out there looking for discs in the water. You get the hippie kids taking their shoes and socks off, and their shorts, and they go walking around just feeling with their feet, trying to find.
I don't know if I've seen that, but me and the kids definitely, every time there is some small water hazard or something, we always do check the edge to see if we can pull out a couple extra balls.
For sure. I mean, yeah, if it's something, as long as you're not going to be.
Shoot, those balls are $2-3 a piece.
Oh, I didn't think about that with the golf balls.
Gotta find them when you can.
Right. I thought for sure that on the discs are much more, I guess comparatively the discs are more important because it's kind of the golf ball and the
club.
What do you call it? Club. I was like putter. No, that's not the right word. Club. Anyway, so you guys, you taking the family outside though? You guys getting out to the places like, you ever been to Starved Rock? I haven't been there.
Yeah, we went to Starved Rock a couple of years ago.
I want to take my son out there, man. It looks really
awesome.
nice. Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
Definitely. Thanks, Perry, for sharing and liking the video. Please, guys, if you haven't yet, follow myself and check out Matt's page, the special page they made for him. Get SunMed, Quincy, Illinois. it's definitely the best way to contact him if anyone's out there trying to find any deals and things. And of course, we know Matt from Your CBD store in Quincy, Illinois, and they do primarily sell the SunMed products. Most of my audience knows you from already from the show, and I know we're getting out there to new eyes and everything. So we'll see Matt periodically back and forth, and I like to have those reoccurring guests. And I don't want to just bludgeon you with CBD talk. I know you just had actually a pretty good conversation over there on the was it Frankie? What's the name of the other podcast? You're muted. Your audio's muted for some reason.
Yeah, I knocked my phone vibrated and fell over, so I muted it while I was rummaging around. It was the Frankie Say podcast on Muddy River News here in Quincy. So
so it's a local
22,000 subscribers on their Facebook page. So it was a good opportunity just to kind of. It was a conversation kind of leading up to 420, just kind of talking all things cannabis and
we're gonna get to 420 too.
Education. Sure.
Yeah, actually, I listened to quite a bit of it, and it sounded like you guys had a good conversation. So if you guys want to get into the real nitty gritty on the specifics of the chemical compound and the makeup of cannabis, and he gets really into it actually, and he has before on our show. So if you ever want to, like I said, reach out to him and then schedule a conversation on the phone, it's actually really what works best for Matt to be able to kind of figure out what you personally might be in need of as far as his products go. So it's a very good service, I think, and it helps you too as far as like capturing the right customers. You're not just trying to capture everyone. You're trying to capture people that understand what they're doing. Like I guess that's simplistic. You're capturing like the more informed customers out there and helping inform them.
Most I actually usually go in contact with the more naive customers, and I don't mean naive negatively. I don't want to call them uninformed.
Ignorant.
I'm trying to find a good word for it. I think naive.
Ignorance okay. People need to take that back. Ignorance not a bad word. I'm ignorant all the time.
But people that just might not have as much information about how the different chemical components of cannabis. Right.
What I meant by that was that you are educating them in that portion, but these are people who have open minds to want to know those things.
Of course,
they're not just forget it. Just get me something. They don't want to. How do I put it? Like they're open to hearing those things, and that's what we want to see. We want to see people interested in the knowledge behind it, not just the effect.
Yeah, and I've gotten a lot better over the last 18 months, especially of kind of how I deliver the information, because I know you and I even kind of talked, even with some of the interactions that I had with some of the winners from your show. I can get a little wordy sometimes, so that's definitely something
I can see.
And I think it's made me more effective, as an educator as well. So,
what's up, Doc? I don't know if I said hi to you. What's up, everyone? Hope you all are having a good week so far. Let us know how you're doing, and let us know how your 420 was. Steve-O and I didn't talk about it a lot. We actually missed a couple things on the show last night because we were so busy with everything we were talking about. But we had Earth Day yesterday. We didn't end up talking about that. There was a special deal going on with GrowFam for free seeds. If anyone didn't catch that, I don't know if it's still going on today. I think it was for 2 days, but we forgot a bunch of stuff. But as far as 420 goes, I'm sure like I didn't really think about, your CBD store being active, but I'm sure it would be, right? I mean, I don't know.
We had a 20% off sale on our products that have, are more meaningful levels of THC and, the 2.5 to 8 milligram range, and ran that for about a week. And then, the sale basically went from the 12th to, it's actually running through the 24th, both online and in store, 20% off on everything. So, 420 is the biggest event of the year for us, just like
it's like Black Friday now for
cannabis.
Yeah, for all of them. So what did you do? Did you have a booth or did you just go to an event? or were you?
We actually hosted an event with a local bar called the Cedar Club, and I always just the way I've always operated. I always try to find some way to turn it into not just another night at the bar with some THC added in the mix.
Right.
Try to make it more of an educational experience if that's what the person's looking for. So, and I think we accomplished what we were looking to do, and got to talk to a lot of new people, and think I made a lot of new friends who are going to consider cannabis as a greater part of their wellness experience. So, it was cool. What we did was we took some of our one of our water solubles. It's 5 milligrams THC per serving, and we made these. I call them cannatails. So we took the droppers and we're mixing those with some other if you want to call them mocktail ingredients. So like we had a tangerine one that was mixed with some lemonade and some Sprite and some sweet and sour.
Nice.
We called it Tangy Twist, and then we had an indica that was strawberry lemonade with lemonade and some strawberry syrup. So
I got a SunMed.
That berry bliss. So it was a cool little event and experience. I think the community that showed up for it kind of appreciated it. So
I got my SunMed Hydrate here. I put it in water sometimes, lemon lime, especially now that I have lemon. I have water where I put lemon slices and cucumbers in the pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I keep that in the fridge, and like this would go really good with that. It's actually it actually goes good with just water. I was doing it just with water, and it kind of flavors it a little bit. But I think it sounds like you might have had something a little stronger for 420 at least. More so than the full hemp alone. So what do you think about THCA? THCA is hot right now. You think it's going to go away? I mean, it's like you can ship
it can't go away, because THCA is just like when you go to the dispensary and how it says THCA and THC. I mean, THCA is just the normal THC that you find in raw flower. So it turns into Delta 9 THC when you cook it, or you decarb it when you make edibles. That turns it into Delta 9 THC. But I mean, to say are we going to get rid of THCA is saying we're
not get rid. I mean, the legalities behind it, because it's legal federally.
As far as like hemp being able to retail it.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I came up, because of cannabis farmers being upset because hemp farmers can grow way more hemp than than they're allowed, like as much hemp as they can grow, and cannabis farmers are only allowed so many plants. And so they were all kind of upset about the fact that hemp farmers could just sell HCA across the country. He's all right, everyone. He's all right. What's up, Dolores? Thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, that's what's doing it. I keep thinking, I'm like, yeah, it's just the stand.
Yeah, no, it's vibrating and it's knocking my phone over.
Well, yeah, we're in no hurry other than your.
Yeah, I mean, I sell a little bit of THCA. I've got a very, very small selection, more or less because I think getting the other beneficial cannabinoids in and then using THC is kind of or larger amounts of THC at least. I always think a little bit of THC is good in the mix. But yeah, the larger amounts, I kind of use that as kind of a secondary cannabinoid once we've got some THC in there. It's not a big deal for me, but a lot of it is trying to target the Delta 8 that's being sold at every smoke shop and gas station and places where like my store, we've got very, very strict IDing and carding requirements, and standardized labeling and child safety. Child safe packaging. There's some actors out there that just are looking in it for a quick buck and don't care who they sell it to.
Right.
There's steps that we've been trying to take on the legitimate side of the industry to kind of distance ourselves from the bad acters versus the state considering full out bans. So it's still in the really early stages.
THCA is not your brand. It's not your you're pushing more the medical side, like you said. All of the other
THC. I think I always I've got cancer patients that enjoy about 8 milligrams of THC because it stimulates their appetite enough where they can enjoy an extra meal a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's not to say it's not really my brand, and we have been going through some significant rebranding as a company as well.
Cool.
I
It's always
can't really
good.
speak to what the decisions
Yeah,
that are going to be
that's
made in
fine.
the future, but I definitely see some branding changes being made. And so I consider us, and because we conducted 2 FDA approved human clinical trials on different cannabinoids, I definitely see us more as a plant science company than
Mhm.
a CBD retailer. So or a
Yeah,
hemp
that's what makes it
retailers.
tough for me to think of you as. That's why I guess that I said that it wasn't your brand. But obviously, you want some THC mixed in. But what I'm talking about is more of the straight up THCA that is being sold strictly for the psychoactive. And so the
Yeah.
fact that you have some is cool. That's kind of what I was wondering about anyway. But the fact that it's legal to sell across the country is insane. Now I know I think Idaho is still illegal, but that to me is like, I don't know why people aren't just jumping on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Where
there's like 13 states that have legislation. Florida's got legislation going right now, and they're doing it because they're getting ready to go recreational,
right, but
and they want to
this is
obviously
different. I'm
secure
talking
the market.
federally.
So,
This is federal. The
well,
THCA is federally legal to ship across the country,
oh I mean, I
which is
fly with it all
crazy.
the time.
Right. But like,
Or when
I
I
just,
fly, I won't say all the time. That
sure, right.
yeah,
But like, but to know that that is legal, but then people aren't just going straight after, because like we said, THCA is just the precursor. So it just blows my mind that sounds like cannabis is now legal across the country if you're going to just allow CBD and THCA across the country, like federally.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and I think that if the market would have developed the way it should have, probably there would have been more education where people would have
Mm-hmm.
found and seen that they could, get similar
100%.
experiences maybe without spending as much initially or in smaller amounts. Um, I've got a great working relationship with our local dispensaries, but we do have some very distinct differences in our products.
You
And
got to, you got
so
to try to find.
there's something, and long story short, there's something for everybody. So
Yeah. What I
um,
like about your products, actually, well, SunMed products, the fact that they market it more like an adult, like just like the packaging and stuff. They're not purposely going after that sort of eye candy look where it's got all this insane like coloring, like a kid's cartoon, and a bunch of candy all over it and stuff like that. That's trying to entice the younger and younger, like that's what you were saying, that where they don't care who they sell to, and there's a difference in the marketing on the way that comes off. It's like, hey, this
these are
is
adult use products and they should be treated as such. Long story short.
yeah. I guess a lot of people that use cannabis, there is a good portion of people, and you guys comment below what you think. Like, is there a lot of us that just don't want to grow up? I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Like, a lot of us just want to have that. We want to have the pretty colors and the candy and make it fun. But at the same time, it's like we also want to sound like we're medicating, and it's like you can't do both, I guess. I don't know. But I also do like the fact that it's being broadened into different things. Do you guys have a nasal spray there? I've seen the nasal spray, and I don't know who makes it, if it's a real thing, or
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't think that's something that our
you
brand
think it
is
would
really.
burn? Might burn.
I don't.
Ooh.
I'm not really interested in selling a product that somebody's got to put up their nose. So
Ooh. Don't. This is a one nose product here, folks. Don't
that
be
just seems
double
like it's
nosing.
I don't know. I'm not a pharmacy, but this sells nasal sprays and stuff like that. But it just seems like that's an easy way to
I have nasal spray, but
open up yourself to a lot of issues.
infection or something.
Putting something
Well,
right in
it's like a nose dab. Have you ever seen a nose dab done?
Never.
You ever seen someone do it?
Nope.
Oh man, people come on the screen sometimes and do a nose dab. There's actually
You can do one on air.
I mean, I guess I could. I could. They're actually not bad. They're actually pretty smooth. I have done one or two. But there's this
different?
little. It is. It's different. It feels different, smoother. Actually, it's a lot smoother. It's you're cutting past your throat. In the area where your gag reflex is where usually where your throat is the most harsh, the most
Sure.
like I don't know, irritatable. I'm not sure how to put it, but yeah, it seems to bypass that part of your throat. You never seen a nasal spray, Janet? Maybe it was just maybe it was fake or something, but I had seen it. I also seen a breath spray. You can spray it underneath your tongue and just kind of leave it there, and it's a distillate spray like that.
We used to have a Delta 8 spray.
You got patches too, don't you? You got patches. Okay. Well,
no,
I've seen
our
those.
tropical cream, but not patches.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't need it. But the patches I tried one time and it didn't do anything anyway. So I just kind of assumed that I was doing it wrong. I need more patches, like nicotine patch. Just line my arm up fully. I think it was CB. Maybe it was CB. It wasn't CBN. That would just make you want to fall asleep. I actually need to get more CBN because it does help you sleep, man. It really does.
I know a guy.
Oh, hey. Sounds interesting. We should work that out. You had an admirer in the comments said he's kind of cute and asked if you're single.
Definitely not. I've got a beautiful partner.
He's got a lovely family and a beautiful wife. That's why I was like, I swear I saw you guys out taking pictures out at somewhere like at a park or something out like in the wilderness. That's why I thought you go out to things like that.
Oh yeah, we like to do a lot of hiking. So we've been out to Colorado and hiking out there, and everywhere we go, we kind of try to find a trail if we can.
I keep thinking I want to go hiking, but the most annoying part about it is that I'll take my dog for a walk. We'll go down a trail or something. The worst part about it is when you decide to stop and turn around, then you have to walk all the way back. I just want to look
for like 1.5 mile, 2 mile loops.
Loops,
like that.
Yeah, that's a good call. I need to do that. I need to find loops because it's like I have this local trail that goes through East Peoria all the way to Morton. Like it's just a big long, it goes through multiple towns. But yeah. The nasal spray, the breath spray, there's pills too. I think there's an inhaler. Maybe that was the nasal spray. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, there's a lot of new methods and stuff. I think it's good that we have a lot of new different things. CBN, CBG, CB, ABD, CE, EDFG. Anyway, so what's the next event? I mean, keep an eye on your battery too, because I know that's gonna.
Oh no, I've got it hooked up on 40% now, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Some people will have it charging and it still drains them.
Yeah, I turned off every app and I think I got it. I stayed on top of it enough. So
SMRT over here. He's smart. Well, I appreciate that. Well, so have you seen it? Have you guys seen any of the newer movies lately? Kids movies. I did a review a couple weeks ago on the new Ghostbusters, and then we went and saw the new Kung Fu Panda. They were both so disappointing, man. Oh my god!
Really?
You take the kids to see movies like that, or is it like is it too much violence?
No, not at all. But it's just with 5, it's movie theaters can be kind of difficult. You gotta kind of find one later.
Fuck yeah.
And we don't, we're not usually there in the first couple weeks. We're there towards the end of the showing when it's spaced out. So
the daytime matinees and stuff. That's where you find those like the $4 or $5 a person. Yeah. Yes. See, I really don't love going to the movie theater, but those were 2 movies that were just like big in this house. The Ghostbusters wasn't big for my son. Like it was just something that I could not wait to see that sequel, And then the Kung Fu Panda was something my son just loves. We love that whole series, but they were both so disappointing, man. I'm like, I spent money at the theater on this. Janet says the Barbie movie was no good. Yeah, I you believe it or not, Janet, I did skip past that one. I did
I
decide not
enjoyed
to.
it. I liked the Barbie
Oh,
movie. I thought there were a couple places, but it was PG-13, so I guess 13 or I don't know. I I in my head I tell myself that PG-13 movies seem different than they were when we were kids, but then I think about some of the movies that were around when we were kids, and it's like no, it really wasn't that different. So, there were
I
there were a
guess that's
couple
true.
places that were a little edgy, that I think for being a PG-13 movie, but I thought for the most part it was done pretty tastefully. It was funny.
Yeah,
It was
I
definitely
didn't
something
see
we could
much
just kind
of
of
it.
sit back in the chair and laugh about.
I heard it was done well, actually, as far as the amount of girl bossing happening. I didn't really see the movie, but like I
Yeah.
heard it was like unraveled well. Perry, thanks for liking and sharing. We only got 5 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate that. And real quick, if you are a member of Locals, I hate to keep talking about it during the shows because I set this up so that we didn't have to bug everybody while I was live. But there is a pinned post on the community at the top. It's pinned. It's a picture of my son and myself at going to the zoo. And it says right there, it's a post for giveaways, and it has the dates and everything. And I'm doing that weekly. Every week, I started on a Monday or Sunday night after game night, and I leave it up all week, and I use that post to pull from to do giveaways and stuff. I did it last night. Shouts out to Perry. Perry won last night, and also we used that same wheel to spin for the Superior Recent Engravings prize that I forgot to give away on game night. Who won that? I can't remember who won that. But speaking of game night, guys, SunMed, Matt Anderson from game night. We usually get a lot more people in on game night because I do a giveaway for one of the prizes to the audience for liking and sharing. So you get a lot more action going on during then. But we got to have the chill hangout This is much more like a podcast tonight. I would call this a podcast. I hate calling my stuff podcast normally because it's a show with segments and, intros and stuff. Podcast just is a little different. Michael Gray is who won that, and he wasn't even in the audience. So shouts out to Michael for that win. But yeah, so I want to find out maybe what events that we might cross over at some point, because I'd like to see you at the token float.
What is this token float? I've heard you talk about it a little bit, but I don't really know a whole lot about it.
So my man Claire down there at Drizzle Dab, he puts on the token float. This will be a few years now he's done it, and it's for a good cause. It's for MS, and they go to the Mackinac River. And so it's a little bit more south from me. It's probably still be a couple hours from you, but they go to this, I forget what the name of the place is, if we're going to use it or not this year. They found a better place and a better spot on the river this year, I guess. But you basically rent a kayak or a floats, and you can even have, and this is what I want to do. I want to get some friends together and go to this, and then me or we can take turns, somebody in the front in the kayak, and then have people in inner tubes tied to it in like a chain link, and they're all chilling. I saw this last year. There's the only time I went. I was all by myself, kayaking along all by myself. And this dude comes through, this big guy in the kayak in the front. He's got like 6 of his friends linked up behind him, sitting in the different floats, it all tied together. They're all passing brewskis up from the cooler that's hanging in the back or whatever. And it just seemed like an awesome time. I think I want to try that. But as you go down, you can stop at different sandbars, and you can smoke up, or you can grill, or you can even bring a backpack full of whatever you want,
Man, I should bring a bunch of my seltzers down and just be
anything that you can sell. Yeah, you could bring
drinking. No, just drink them on the way down the river.
Oh, I see. What are you talking about? What is it?
Well, we've just got 7. They've got 7 milligrams of THC.
Infused, okay. Infused seltzers. Gotcha.
Yeah. Got some CBG in the sativa and some CBN in the indica to kind of give it a nice full spectrum products. So yeah, I drank a couple, and we were selling them at that 420 party that we threw, and then Yeah, I drank 2 of them in about an hour and a half, and I was just kind of sitting there by the end of the bar and just getting a little giggly and kind of enjoying it. So
I couldn't figure out why my green screen was looking all jacked up. No, I fixed it. But yeah, that sounds good. I actually forgot to bring anything. I forgot to bring food or water, so I ended up with a bottle of water and like very few anything to eat for 6 hours. And I was just like, yeah, I don't mind living with hunger because I need that sometimes. You guys know what I'm saying. But it kind of sucked for that reason. But I had everything else I could ever need. I brought everything. I had a big old sun hat, like a big floppy boonie hat, we called it in the military. And I had all this stuff, everything I could need except for snacks and more water. Robert says tubing is awesome. Robert, I want to know if you would be the guy in the kayak up front, paddling us along. And if so, will you be our guy? No kidding. Actually, I'm hoping. I've heard a few people that seemed excited or interested to go, so I'm excited. It's not like your normal event where you're either trying to sell things or schmooze with other people. I mean, you still have the hanging out, but it's fun because you'll stop at a sandbar and there's already people just partying there, and then they'll pick up once at some point and move on to the next one. And there were kids and stuff too. I mean, it wasn't. It's an open river. It's not. So there are other people kayaking there. We're just doing our thing at the same time. It's crazy. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I want to get outside more, get out and do more activities. I want to get out to more events and more farmers markets. Are you going to start setting up or pay somebody from your store to go set up at like farmers markets?
I've actually spoken with one of the local farmers markets, and I'm considering. I'm kind of testing those waters. Really haven't done any yet, but it's definitely something we're looking into for this summer. So
I think it would fit, and maybe not necessarily farmers markets, but they have a lot of other markets now, different makers markets and artesian markets and this market and that market. So yeah, I think yours would you'd have a nice little clean setup. You wouldn't need a whole bunch of junk there. You just have limited products.
I think I'd fit in fine at the farmers market. The Census Bureau had a booth there the one year. So
whoa,
yeah, they were sitting there picking up petition signatures. And
I did see the dispensary there. My local dispensary was at a farmers market, but I guess they called it a winter market. So I don't know if they were technically a farmers market at the time. But yeah, there's so many of them. Robert says,
even if I wouldn't sell anything, I'd still think it'd be good there just to kind of, since
it
is an agriculture industry, just sit there and kind of educate.
Talk.
Another opportunity to educate the public and just meet people where they are. And so
I think that's a good idea too for going to events. Is not always being there just to sell things, but to just network. And that was what that cookies event was like, man. That was so fun because it was almost every booth was not there trying to sell things. There was a couple, but almost all of them were there just to show things and give you free dab. You're like, okay, I'll try it. You mean try that? Okay, I'll try that. Do you plan to go to anything for fun events, not just work stuff? Anything come up for you?
I don't know.
The wife. Go see some.
I don't know how many cannabis events I'm going to hit this year, just because I've got so many activities with the kids.
Well, yeah, not any events, not just cannabis, like anything with fun. We guys
we've got a bunch of golf tournaments we're going to be hitting this summer. So
to watch, you're going to be in them.
Well, my daughter's going to be in them, so I'll be watching. I'll actually be caddying. So.
You get to caddy. That's fun.
Yeah, so
I'll
be caddying. Hey,
Colin. You're gonna be over her shoulder, going, no, use that. No, the other. Use the 7-iron.
Tap it in. Just tap it in.
You need to. Oh, you're gonna have to, dude. You need to bring a wooden hand. Or a long sleeve shirt with a wooden hand.
As long as it's not going to be 90 degrees by June, with this weather we've been having. So I think it's supposed to be like 83 next week.
Good.
87, something like that. I don't know. It's going to be in the 80s next week. On Saturday. Saturday's supposed to be
up and down. It's all over the place. But maybe what you should do though, like the other kids playing, they'd be so psyched out if she came in with like you know, the black paint underneath the eye, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and you bring she's got her driver is in the shape of a hockey stick. Just the just the end, you know, some
Kids your
happy
age won't get that reference though. That's
no,
the
but we
problem.
would though. All the parents would be like, they'd be like, "Oh shit, this girl's ready." Anyway, yeah, it's interesting time because they keep wanting to see if my son wants to if we want to put him in summer school or whatever, and I feel like they just want extra money and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think we're gonna try and get out and do more fun stuff this summer for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
You got to, man. You can't just let it all fly by.
we definitely got to because of just the insanity of this year is just gonna get worse. So
Yeah.
get that nice weather. It's time to get out and do some things. I think you definitely have like that. You have a similar issue where you got to balance work events and non-work events and stuff. I have a concert. I'm not sure what they're calling it, but my buddy Daz Exotic is going to Bloomington on the June 22nd. And it's going to be a big concert. So definitely you guys are invited to that. I'm going to be doing some interviews and stuff with people there. I'm not going to do it live just because it's much easier just to record stuff at events. But oh yeah, and then in July go ahead.
I said I love Bloomington. I might go over there.
Oh good, cool. Yeah, because these guys are coming from Atlanta, and they're going to be here for about a month, and so they're going to come to my house in studio and get on the show or whatever. But maybe, yeah, dude, we need to get you in here in the studio. I actually have it much more cleared away. So, and I have multiple microphones. I need to get some cables for them, and I'd like to get more cameras. If I can get a couple more cameras, I could really have this set up nice, Joe Rogan-esque style with like, you know, being able to flip between people and stuff. Would be fun. But yeah, that's going to be later in June. Let's see. Oh yeah, July. Is it the 13th and 14th? I think is the Herbal Roots Canna Fest, and I'm actually going to have a booth at that one. Okay. So especially since you're a sponsor, you know, and any of my sponsors out there, and any of my friends that have products, if you want to get with me, and if there's anything particularly that you want to get rid of, I'm going to set up, and I'm going to have my laptop and my camera and everything, and I'm going to be recording. I don't think I'll be able to live stream there, maybe for a little bit on my phone for the heck of it, but for the most part, we're just going to record the booth and have kind of a podcast studio set up there in the booth for people. It's going to be indoors. It's an indoor outdoor event, but my booth's going to be indoors with all the other glass blowers and with a tattoo artist as well. It's going to be indoors. Nice. So it's in Dixon, Illinois, so it's a little bit further up north than even me. So it'll be a bit of a drive for you, but that one is going to be actually going to have camping. It's going to be $20 to camp overnight from the Moose Lodge or something like that. That's going to be there, and so you can camp overnight. And there's going to have like a concert, I guess you might call it, at night with light show and all that. So last year was fun, and this year he said it's going to be a lot bigger and better. So nice. I'm excited. So I think I will do a little dab here. I don't have my green hose nearby, but the green hose from Luca does make the nose dab a lot easier. I would do a nose show you what's up with the nose dab. Yeah, I don't know. I don't knows where I put it, so nose big deal. All the nose references. Yeah, I want to get out frothing more. I take my dog, but man, she is not easy to go frisbee golf with. She wants to go, pull. So I do have a choker collar, which, you know, I don't love, but she still will pull through that, you know, so not as bad. So it does it's a spike collar.
Now, if your dog advances your disc, does that count, or do you have to bring it back to the spot where it landed? Because dogs are natural. I mean, it could be like a natural.
It has to be a stray dog.
Appearance.
It has to be a stray dog with no collar, no markings, no clothing on.
I think we need to get a ruling on this from the National Frisbee Golf.
I have had a couple land in trees and stay in the tree. Now that counts. Like if you're in a tournament, that's not on the ground. Or no, actually, I don't know. That's probably
take a drop, or like, what do you do?
I'm not even sure, to be honest. When we were playing just for fun, we would make a joke about that being like still in play, but I don't really know what would happen in real life. What would you do with a golf ball? Like, I don't think that probably ever happens.
You just take a drop. Like I've seen a ball get caught in a tree before, and you just take a drop. You can't advance. You can't advance any closer to the.
That makes sense.
But yeah, you just take a drop and boom, take a next drop. You don't incur any sort of penalty for that drop. It's a free drop.
Oh, Perry, make a proof post if you can, my man. If you want to post it on my timeline or something, or inside of GrowFam or any of the big groups that sponsor game night. Appreciate any sponsored or a proof post would be awesome. Yeah, I've been giving away dinar with my I don't know if you saw that, but any of the packages and swag packs I sent away myself, I've been giving them dinar out of this the stack of Iraqi dinar that I got while I was overseas.
And you're giving away some dinar, man. I got some dinar.
I heard somebody say some of it's worth money. Like it might be worth $20 or whatever for one piece, or one like a $250 bill might be worth $20. I think it's worth 10
I think that's
cents.
for like that's from like the pre-Saddam dinar.
I actually have a Saddam. I have a couple.
The new or the Saddam dinars. The new dinars, those aren't worth anything. They don't.
Right. The new ones, they ended up changing out a few times. So I have one of those iterations that are worth nothing. But then I have two $10,000 bills with Saddam's face on them, and with the metal, with the metal strip. Those actually might be worth some money. Not $10,000. And then I have another $10,000 bill with some other dude on it, which is probably much older. This could be even older than Saddam, even. I don't know.
Could be. Probably. Man, I'll tell you what, and I know it's kind of off topic, but
there's no topic.
I just ate this little Ocean Spray mango cran snack medley here. There's my camera. This snack might have just changed my life. These things are good. I don't know how much they cost. They're probably way too expensive.
Oh wow! Shouts out to Ocean Spray.
Might as well throw a shout out to Ocean Spray tonight. Why not?
Man, you might want to hit them up.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys make any money, from people listening to this podcast and then buying Ocean Spray snack medleys, hit me up. But yeah, everybody go out and buy some of these because they're
I need to hit them up and see if they want to be a sponsor.
Legit.
And honestly, though, to be honest, like there should be some snack companies sponsoring cannabis podcasts. I mean,
it makes sense.
It would make sense. Low key, I have some ideas, but I don't want to talk about them in public. But yeah, I also have been more courteous. Like I don't do as many dabs on screen, especially if I have a guest who's not down with it. Like tomorrow night, I'm actually having a guest on that is not for cannabis, period. And but he's a psychologist, and so we can talk about a lot of other things in the health angles. In that respect, I don't know if I'm going to bring cannabis up or not. I might. I probably will. I like to push back with people like that because it's like, I get that the psychoactive part is what gets people because they know that they think that's what's, the negative downside. Really, the downside to anything is just not exercising moderation, not exercising, maturity, I guess, when you're talking about substances, and not just substances, but anything, food. I mean, like you were just talking about that snack. I mean, you might want to go buy like a 10-pound bag and go through it in one sitting. That's the unhealthy.
Sugar and glucose. Now I'm a sugar. Right.
So like that's not any more healthy than
Right.
than not smoking cannabis. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I guess I said it a little bit weird, but
anything can be a vice. It's all, it's all behind why you're using it. Like, and
sure.
not just justifying use, but really getting down to the inside of yourself and looking
Cheers,
at
everybody.
situation if you think you need to, and saying, hey, why am I actually using this? And I think that lets you know exactly where you stand. So.
Well, I do know that I enjoy the THC. Like I try to add CBD. I try to get more CBD into my dabs now, which is kind of more rare. There's less CBD in the dabs.
Yeah, I've been trying to find different avenues just because smoking is the least efficient way of consumption. So I'm
really like it for me. It is though. Like edibles don't do much for me.
Well, it could just be because your tolerance is so high that you just need a heck of an edible. Take a week off and then try a couple more.
No. Not happening. Ever since I was able to grow it myself, I'm like, why would I ever be out again?
Oh, I got my that's interesting you brought up growing. I got my entire vegetable garden planted already.
I was gonna bring that up actually. I meant to talk to you about that and see what else you got growing on. So what else? What all you doing? What do you got growing? What's up,
There's no way for me to share my screen, can I?
Yeah, you can. You should be able to. Well, not on the phone though. That's probably
not on the phone. But yeah, I've got. You
could send me a picture if you have one, but
I've got. Let me send it through Messenger real quick. I've got about 8 tomatoes and 5, normal sized tomatoes, and then I got 2 or 3 cherry tomatoes, and then I've got Brussels sprouts and there, I just sent you the photos. I've got some Brussels sprouts. I've got cucumbers. I've got squash. I've got red pepper. Oh, I've got some seeds. I'm seeding some red peppers and some chocolate reapers right now. But I got some jalapenos in already and some banana peppers and yeah, a little bit of.
Too.
Well, I got some zucchini. So I got some purple cabbage. A little bit of everything. So.
Purple cabbage. Okay, zucchini. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I like zucchini bread. Big fan of zucchini bread. So.
What about the squash? Are you making spaghetti squash or what?
No, just yellow like zucchini squash. So.
But what do you make with it though? Can't you make squash into like?
I usually just like chop them up and like roast it or grill it, and or you could just dice it and. Yeah, I've mashed it before and just had like instead of mashed potatoes one night, just mashed some squash. So Brussels sprouts, this can be my first year growing Brussels sprouts. I think that's the only real new crop. I've got my onions, I got red, yellow, and white onions. Yeah, I think Brussels sprouts and I've never even really been a huge Brussels sprout fan. My kids say they like them. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna grow them and we'll see if they eat them or not.
That is interesting because there's got to be a way to prepare them, like a better way, like butter them bitches and just have.
Well, I think what I'm gonna do this year is when I boil them, like I think I'm going to like make the bacon first, and like candy some bacon, and then I think I'm going to take the bacon grease and just dump it in the water when I boil them. So maybe it'll boil that bacon grease into the mid baby cabbages. And then I think I'm going to throw them, season them up a little more and then throw them on the broiler underneath the broiler and kind of roast them. Flash roast. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do this year and just see what happens.
That sounds good, but I feel like butter would be better for them.
So, well, you can always butter them before you broil them.
Yeah. and the
I just want
grill.
to try
I
and
like
cook
to
some
throw.
of that bacon. I just want to try and like cook some of that bacon flavor right through them.
Do you like to grill out at all?
Oh, dude, I've been grilling since January.
I grilled today. I grilled some burgers, and they were bomb.
Yeah, I've done wings, ribs, brisket this year. No, brisket was last year. I haven't done brisket yet this year.
Robert says he was on a purple kick last year. Did purple okra, bell and cayenne peppers, tomatoes, and snap beans. Purple snap beans. Interesting.
Robert, you ever done purple cabbage? I could use some pointers.
I don't know if purple cabbage needs the same amount of light. Maybe it needs less light or something.
I want to, because when I was over in Germany, a big thing was white asparagus. And what they do is they kind of they keep it covered so it's not exposed to the light, so just no chlorophyll ends up being produced.
Chlorophyll.
And then as soon as you hit it with light, within a day or two, it starts to turn purple.
Dude, we need to eat more asparagus. It promotes testosterone. Men need.
I've got asparagus in my fridge right now. Actually, I love asparagus, but yeah, I think I want to try and make some white asparagus next year.
White asparagus. Wait, is that? Oh, White America. What was that?
That's White America. White America. White American.
Who was that? Was that Offspring or no? Was it Eminem? Who was that?
That was Eminem.
I don't know why those two are the two that came to my mind. Might not be the ones, but Robert says they grow just like the green type. Okay.
I've never grown those either.
I have lettuce right now that some is turning purple and some is not, and it depends on where it's in my aquaponics system. The stuff that's more green is in the clay pebbles, and the stuff that's turning more purple is just in the water itself, directly in the water. So
yeah, I got some lettuce planted too. It just reminded me.
Robert says a lot of purple veggies turn green when you cook them. So when you plant lettuce out in the garden, you're just gonna go out there and like harvest a head of lettuce, right?
Well, I'm planting leaf lettuce, so
okay.
I didn't even do romaine this year. I just did just like some mixed greens basically, and I just sowed in some seed into the ground under like 1/4 inch of dirt and water it down, and seeds usually start germinating and growing in about 10 to 12 days. So
that's the leaf lettuce outside means that you could do kind of what I do, where it's kind of like cut and come again. As long as you
cut it and it pops up again, and just you keep it going a couple times. And
I kind of keep a couple of the smaller leaves on it still, and then I just pinch off some of the bigger ones as it grows.
I did get lucky. I did get really lucky this year. I had some bees that moved into my wood rack for a couple days and just sat there and just pollinated my pear and my apple tree for me. So should be a good year. I've already got tons of fruit on both of them. So
so you can see a big difference.
Fruit.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think I'm actually gonna try and thin some of the apples this year, because the last couple of years, I fought disease for the first couple of years, cedar apple rust disease, and then
that doesn't sound fun.
Cleared up. Yeah, it turns like a bunch of like rust looking spots all over the leaves. It's kind of like chicken pox, it looks like for apples.
So you got a little bit of land, then you got enough for a room.
I got half an acre. Okay. Small garden. I sent you the picture. I probably overplanted it slightly.
Oh, yeah. I can pull that up. So that's just more sunlight than I have for sure. Wow, yeah, you got a lot more sunlight than I do. My yard is so like boxed in from the sun. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's hard to describe, but it is. It's just let's see. We'll pull the tab up. Here we go. So this is your garden.
Yep, that's it.
You can download it instead of looking at it this way. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people talk about grass and they talk about yards where they say, "Oh, we shouldn't have yards where that's a conspiracy from the government to this and that, and we got to spend time mowing them." It's like when you have a family or pets or even yourself, you got to have somewhere to walk outside. You couldn't just
Oh
fill your
yeah.
yard up. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you got grass, and it just saves so many busted. When it dries out in the summer, it's so many busted elbows and knees. Grass you
mhm,
can slide on a little bit instead of just
a little
scuffing
bit of
across.
cushion. Well, and if you didn't have a yard, you just took your entire yard and made it all vegetable gardening, right? And the
Yeah,
kids would have nowhere to play. They'd have to go to the
exactly.
neighbor's yard. Go over to the neighbor's yard and play
Like,
catch.
go pick the turnips.
Right? We do leaf
Which I don't know.
lettuces,
It might not be so
well,
bad for a while anyway.
late summer. Cabbage and other greens late summer. Okay, may not have, or maybe that's just your system then set up, Robert. Maybe that's how you do it. But
Yeah, I figured I knew I was real early, and I figured if I get it in early enough, I might be able to run a second cycle on some other stuff. So
peach trees,
I wasn't too concerned with the timing.
400-foot garden. So he's also in North Carolina. So yeah, probably the heat differences for sure. But yeah, that's a good space, man. I wish I had some space like that outdoors, but I don't.
I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky to have it. So
I got plenty of space inside, and so therefore I have to. Like last night, I planted 4 trays of microgreens on the show here, right on my bar top, and I just sometimes I just have to push myself, and that's one reason I started that show was to kind of push myself into doing what I keep saying I'm going to do, and so it has really been motivational in different ways in kind of a circular fashion, doing the content to doing the work in order to make the content, and I make the content in order to push myself to do the work. And so it's a yin yang kind of scenario, but I do have some growing, and I have them, and I have some bud about to finish up. So do you grow cannabis?
I did last year. I haven't decided what I'm going to grow this year. I got a bunch of seeds, just kind of going through. I know I'm going to grow a couple heirlooms, grow family heirlooms.
Nice.
Some Hanuman Kush I think I'm going to run.
Okay.
And yeah, so I think I got a couple older seeds from like Barney's farm I still need to use up. And
I got a bunch of seeds that just sitting here. I got to do something with it.
We should like get together and like do cannabis Pokemon and trade seeds and stuff.
I wish someone. I heard that somebody did do this somewhere, but more people need to do this where the cannabis, where the seed packs have some kind of character on them, and there needs to be some kind of universal rule on like the way like a simple game of some kind, and or even just stats. Just talk about stats, the funny stats on it. I don't know. That would take a little bit too much ingenuity from all the different genetics companies at the same time.
Oh yeah.
But one person could do it. One company could, and I know somebody.
Why didn't Wayland Indoor Farmer do it?
I don't make seeds yet. I'm not a seed. I've made some lettuce seeds, and I think I made some pepper seeds once.
Start with those.
Robert says, "Have you ever seen the botanic gardens in DC? They have a hydroponics exhibit. It'll blow your mind. I actually want to go to Florida, where is it Epcot? One of those centers that's kind of like a big mall has like a amusement park in the middle, and also has all these stores and stuff. I believe it's Epcot Center, and what I was told, and I think I saw a video on it where it has an aquaponics system in the middle that is actually doing like feeding all of the stores with like different produce and stuff. Yeah, like baseball cards, Robert. Maybe not a game, but maybe just stats. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be THC stats because, or maybe, I mean, you could, but that would just.
You could do the strain stats.
Yeah, you could like say what do you mean?
Like indica versus sativa, and then you could have like what the parents are if they're hybrids, and the average THC range and average other cannabinoid range if there's any of those, and you got terpenes you could put on there. And
I don't know. I see a problem with putting putting the stats of its potency on there, because then you're just going to have people fibbing.
I mean, that happens all throughout cannabis anyway.
Right.
Like,
But
I
maybe
mean, you're
make
not
it
really.
funny though. Make it fun instead. Make it more like
And if the company's doing the lab testing that they should be doing, then they should be.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, well then
Because if they aren't conducting any sort of testing, how do they know what they're producing anyway?
Touche. Then let's for a moment then let's steel man this situation and say a company that's on the up and up, they have all that testing, and then they decide to come out with like some like garbage pail kids cards kind of like style, just crazy. Like instead of like kids with like disgusting things, it'd just be like different like stoners on the card, different like hippie looking people, stoners and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's a thing. Flavor profile, okay. Lineage, yeah, those are good. The two ones. Flavor profile for sure would be good. To your point, Matt, you could do like the lineage and the parents and yeah, I could see it. Some of them have that on there, but
you brought up growing. I'm getting ready to try to grow some photos outdoors, and I've always just grown, reg fems or autos.
Mm-hmm. You've grown autos?
Because I've grown autos. But just because of how photos adjust to the lighting schedule, I'm interested to see how they do growing outside. I think they'll do pretty good if I get planted early, because they'll have that increasing light for a little bit longer.
Why would they? What's the difference here? I might be
because if you don't get them in soon enough, you're not going to have enough veg time before it flips to flower.
Oh, right.
This is the natural light cycle.
Wouldn't that just make it a little smaller?
That's what I'm thinking. So I think it'll probably do okay if I get it in early. But just if there's anybody in the audience that's grown photos outside, if they've got any insights or any tips that I might want to watch out for, look at, just drop them in the comments, and I'd be grateful for that.
I have some of the weirdest light cycle when I had my plants outside because of the sun only hitting like my half of my house for half of the day, and the other side the other half. And so as it got closer to fall, and my sunlight was going faster than anywhere else because of the shade of my house, because the sun kept moving that direction, and it basically was shaded almost all day. So it ended up working out, but it just was not a good condition. I bet autos would do really well out there. Might be the better way to go. I didn't think about doing that. Autos outside, I just never think about doing those. But I
did autos. I did 3 different runs of autos last year outside throughout the one outdoor season.
Do you find that they're consistent when you know what you're doing as far as their size, or are they still kind of hit and miss?
I see some people when they plant these autos and just coming out with these massive plants, and I usually get a nice, central cola, and then some smaller side branches. I've never had, I've always had great luck with, reg fem, and just kind of tried them last year as my first shot, so I don't really have enough insight on autos to be able to provide a whole lot of guidance or information on whether it's consistent or not. So
I mean, just trying them though. Some people are kind of worried about trying them. I had one by accident once, and it just did its thing. It was very small. Robert has a good point though. He says he's worried that there'd be too much light outside at nighttime for the photos.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of wondering, because I do have outside light I turn on for the dogs. It's not on but for maybe a couple minutes.
Do neighbors though? Do any neighbors have lights?
One does this,
but I didn't think about
half an acre away. I think it's going to be diffused enough by the time it gets to the plants, but I don't know. We'll see. When I have it on, it's only on for like maybe a minute and a half.
I built a sail. I took PVC pipes and like a big piece of like quilt fabric that I used to have up behind me, and I had it tied up like in like the wind was blowing it like crazy. but I'd have that up at night for it to cover the light for my neighbor. Man, it's so annoying. And
Robert,
definitely
have
a
you
lot of
ever-
lessons learned. Go ahead.
Robert, if you ever decide to try photos in a city environment, I'd love to know how it works out for you, man. I think it'd be an interesting test to run just to see how the seeds perform in different environments. Because I've always thought of, like you said, autos as kind of indoor. Autos and photos is kind of indoor growing.
Or at least you
seeds.
think of those, yeah.
But I mean, it's still a seed, and you still get light cycles outdoors. So see what happens.
I'm surprised.
I think as long as the plant knows that the light's still increasing, it's going to keep still vegging for me. So as long as I can get them in there, like I said early, I think I'm going to try and plant in about 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, because we might still get a couple, like another cold snap, but you never know. I actually have some volunteers growing from last year's seeds that fell off the plants that I had outside, and there's a bunch of them just growing right now. But
I've thought about just putting back into the ground again, but I don't know. I kind of like my portable pot system I've been running last season.
Well, these were accidental. The ones that went in the ground were from ones that were in pots. Above ground.
So like legitimate volunteers.
Yeah, and the seeds fell off and just literally started growing. And then the next year after those, I went ahead and let them grow all summer. And then now this is the next year, and a bunch of their little babies are growing. It's crazy.
I remember those plants you were showing pictures of last year.
I don't want to grow them. I'm just going to mow them down because I want to grow what I know, like the name of it, and I know what it is.
Yeah, and I'm sure the quality of a volunteer isn't going to be
right. It's a different.
Right. Right.
Now, if I can get a system to process stuff, and speaking of processing things, I meant to bring this up. So SunMed, I wonder if you have ever thought about doing a meet and greet deal where you get like a genetic, like someone who's a friend that's a genetics company hooked up with growing product for SunMed. Like, how do they find their people? I'm sure
we've got farms that we source, like domestic hemp farms that we source our hemp from. So we've got supply chain management from farm to end products. So
right, but those contracts, they come and go. I mean, I wonder how they are. They all
there's some pretty substantial. There's some pretty substantially sized hemp farms that I think we're dealing with.
Tyson Farms, Snoop Dogg Farms. What's up?
As far as size, produce the volume of hemp that we need for.
Are they? Is that something that they keep close to the breast, like where they get where the products is being grown?
Yeah, like I know where the states are where we get our products from, but I don't necessarily know what the specific farms are. So I don't really need to know the specific farm because I trust the lab testing and the product sourcing that we're doing.
Right. I guess that I don't know which way would be better, honestly, really, having the ability to shout out the farms and have that connection where, like, if you have all their fans like they might have fans, their local fans, whatever, and then that connects their fans to you, or having the ability, the anonymity to be like, well, I don't know what the farm name is, and that helps the customer not attach any negative connotations to some farm name that they don't like out there. So I don't know. That's
most of these farms aren't selling to the general. They're not selling to the general public. So the public isn't going to
need the publicity, right?
Yeah, it does. It'd be like wanting to know where your beef comes from at the grocery store. So
I would.
Not that I'm not comparing to grocery store products, but it's the same concept.
You're at a store, yeah, legitimate.
Yeah, it's the same concept. We're using a lot of hemp to make as much product as we are for the entire year. So to get down to where the actual farm is, it'd be fun to know. But I'm looking at the value of the end product, so I'm not
right
in the farm.
I just think of the networking side of things, and some farms don't really need to be, like you're saying, aren't out there trying to make a name for themselves per se, because they have contracts and they have customers. And that's kind of was my whole point for me to try to build my business, was not to worry about, like, I'm not trying to sell microgreens on my show. Like I can't ship microgreens to Florida, or California. Like I can't ship those out around. I might have some ideas on products I can make, eventually be able to grow and make here that I can ship to my fans, my audience would be great. But for now, like I plan to have some solid customers. I guess in that respect, I won't need them to shout me out as a farm because I can only take on so many customers. Right? Like, okay, thanks. Now everybody wants more and I don't have any. Yeah, that's that. I could see that. So anyway, very interesting. I do plan to actually have my own products maybe at the event in July. At least some microgreens for people to try, like little taste tester cups or whatever. Check them out. That should be fun. Anyway, we got, let's see, it's an hour and 15 minutes. Nice. Well, if you got to get going anytime soon, let me know, man.
I was just going to say, I'm going to have to head out. I've got a busy day tomorrow and it starts very early. So,
not a problem.
I still got a bed full of clothes I got to put away before I can lay down on it. So,
I appreciate you coming. I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to pull up Facebook events and look at what's coming up here soon and check that out. But we appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate you for sticking with the game night. It has so much potential. I need to find somebody locally that can come in physically and help, and be just like scorekeeping and taking down all the notes and doing stuff here in the
you
studio.
Need a Vanna White.
I do, man. Well, that too, for sure, would be great. I mean, there's a lot of potential there, but I think you're not doing it just for game night. You're doing it because you see the potential in all the stuff that I'm doing. So I do appreciate
I like
it.
being a part of the community, and just like I said, I've always wanted to keep, more of a research and education first, kind of outlook on things, and you give me a good platform to be able to do that on. So we, as a sponsor, I appreciate the opportunities you've provided as well, and I hope everybody that plays on game night enjoys the opportunity to win, and the games are fun. I've played them. But yeah, man, I got to get heading. Got to go ahead and turn on in. So I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for everybody turning in, and we'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, man. Thanks, Matt. Have a good night. All right. Always a pleasure to talk to Matt. And, I really wanted it to be super informal tonight, having him back on and not just have a bunch of, specific sciencey type questions. Science-erific, however you want to put it. I didn't want to hit him with all that. And you guys are welcome to hit him up, ask him any of those, ask him a hard question if you want about something that he sells, ask him ingredient issues, and he can find out information if he doesn't already know it. But he's a pretty big wealth of information when it comes to the products, at least that are in his store, and then some, of course. But for sure, definitely what he sells is all flowing through his mind. I'm going to stay on for just a little bit longer here. We're going to check out some events. My location, we're going to say this weekend. We're going to check out this weekend. Oh, there's a Riverman playoff game. That wouldn't be a great review, but hockey's fun. Hockey's always fun to check out. See Open Jam at the Country Saloon. Midnight Mushrooms acrylics on canvas. That's interesting. Saturday at 6 p.m. I do have my son this weekend, but I could always figure something out there. That's interesting. I'm going to check it out. Art at the Bodega. I've been meaning to get to this place too. Need to go check it out sometime. I don't think it's a big enough place really for me to be taking a bunch of pictures and doing a review per se, but definitely interested. Fused glass mushroom plant steaks this Friday. Doesn't say that's the name of the place. Okay, interesting. Family fun magic show. Bring the kids. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Yes. This is interesting. This is the Peoria Magicians Assembly is proud to present the Family Fun Magic Show, a show of magic, illusion, comedy, variety acts, and more at the Expo Gardens Opera House. Okay. Opera House is located inside Expo Gardens on Northmore Road in Peoria, Illinois, next to Richwoods High School. Saturday, April 27th, 7 p.m. Okay, let's see. Is there a price? General admission tickets are $20 each. Kids 12 and under are admitted for free. So it's going to be a 20 pack of dollars to get in. And I need a whole 20 pack. Only 7 going and 37 interested. Oh, my man Claire from Drisseldab is interested. I'll have to let him know and see if we could go and take the kids and see if which one we can get sawed in half while we're there. That's going to be fun. I think that's what I'm going to do this weekend for sure. If I can make it there with the old car. The car's not doing so well. Mr. Trevor. Rhythm in the Forest. I've been to that one before. It's a drum circle in the woods. That's fun. Stoneware clay flowers. Interesting. Painting. Henhouse Prowlers at Kenny's West Side Pub. Rollin' Wheel Spring Tour. Interesting. Sydney Friedman at the Betty Jane. Okay. A night in Jamaica. On North Prospect Suite 12, Peoria. Where is it? Rum Punch, it says. Rain or Shine Ride. Self-Care Sunday. Interesting. The Bio Blitz. Rain or Shine Ride. No, thanks. Mountain Dew Paint and Sip. So, do we have to drink Mountain Dew? That seems wrong. Mallard Crossing and Tails Edge Neighborhood Sale. Interesting. Rena at Charlie's at Sunset Cove. I did a review for Taco Tuesdays at Charlie's. Charlie's is a pretty cool place. 1,000 Horses, the Highway Sound Tour with Austin Bohannon. Interesting. Alex's birthday party. Yes, Alex's birthday party. That's the one I'm going to go to. Interested. It's in Morton. I don't know this person. Let's see, with DJ Twism. 9 p.m. to midnight. Birthday party in Morton. I'm going. I'm going to live stream. You guys think I should live stream it right there? I think it'd be fun. Perkstacular Carnival. That's Saturday at 11 a.m. Ooh. That's at Hy-Vee. I could take my son to that. You think so, Margaret? All right, I'm here for the party. What's up? I'm here for the birthday party. Hey, birthday girl. Like, that's not her. That's Jennifer. All right. Where's the birthday girl? No, that's Therese. All right. Well, where's Alex at? This isn't even Alex's birthday party. All right. Let's see. What am I looking at here? Bring the kids to our Perkstacular Carnival at your Sheridan Village Hy-Vee. Enjoy free carnival games, bounce house, dunk tank, and more. We will also have the cotton candy available. The cotton candy to purchase, and our curbside grill is open. See you there. That could be fun with my son. Could be fun. What's up, Margaret? It's a slow night for the indoor farmer. No giveaways happening tonight. but we had a good talk. It wasn't as official on the interview scale. More of a Joe Rogan-esque conversation. Joe Rogan is now a genre. The Rogan genre. Okay. I don't see much else worth looking at so far. Probably get going here in a few minutes. Dumbo night at Hy-Vee. Interesting. So they're going to play the movie? Okay. At Hy-Vee at the grocery store? Okay. Adults Park Vendor Festival, April. This Saturday, 10 a.m. Oh, okay. Okay. Adults Park in the home of Abbas Grado, a local charity that helps special needs children with dentistry. Oh, snap. Multiple food trucks will be at these events, and fresh grilled items, see more, may be available. To be announced. TBA, it says. We have a fully stocked bar indoors. See, why has there got to be a bar? Okay, right there, they're throwing me off because, is there cannabis allowed too? Nope, I bet you there is not. It's just you can get liquored up here and talk about special needs children. Is basically what I see here. I mean, it sounds like I'm going to go to this event. I hope they're not watching this right now at the Adult Parks Vendors Festival. But it says, let's get back to the booze. Where was it at? Let's see. It's a fully stocked bar indoors for the adults that may need a refreshment after or even before shopping. It says. Why do they have to go out of their way to let you know that you can drink all the time before, during, and after? With occasional live music, we be hosting. Oh, it says with occasional live music, we be hosting. Plenty of seating indoors for 180 visitors and indoor restrooms, so you're not using a portable like most events you go to. Oh, okay, that's an amendment. The park has a large outdoor pavilion with tables and seating, plus an outdoor fire area. Well, does that mean I can light up? Adults park in direction next to multiple major senior living facilities in ICC. So we are devising these events to the residents in hopes of shuttles bringing folks to the event. Okay, from nearby. Interesting. Wow. $40 per 10 by 10 tent. $60 for a tent with AC amp, with electricity basically. $75 indoor 6-foot table. Very limited. Okay, I'm interested, but I have issues with this. So basically it's all food and booze, and they're gonna I'll save the kids or something. More booze. Listen, I can have a beer. I can have a couple beers, but I don't really drink much anymore. It's not. I haven't sworn it off or anything, but I still think there's a double standard there for sure. This Saturday, video game, food, and fun. Where is this at? By the Cookery. The Cookery. This class is appropriate for adults and kids ages 4 to 12 with an adult or of age 13 to 16 with or without an adult. Oh, I see. Buy the teen ticket if they are coming solo. Super fun for adults or kids who love the game or love to game. If your child is above age 16, please purchase an adult ticket. Okay. Are you looking for a class that will switch things up a bit? Switch things up a bit? Interesting. No pun Nintendo. If so, join us at our kids game Kids video game class. Okay. Where we will make tons of delicious food based off of some of the most popular video games, such as Fortnite, Slurp Juice, Boogie Bomb Pretzel Bites, Pac-Man cookies, stuffed Goombas, power-up cakes, grass block sheet cakes, creeper pizza, Animal Crossing conch shells, Pokeball portraits, Poom's pumpkin soup for Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Candy Crush cupcakes, fried cuckoo, and more. Okay, interesting, but no. I think that's it for me. I'm not going to keep scrolling on forever. But did find about 3 that were pretty cool, all coming in on this weekend. So I'm going to have to hit those, take my son and check them out. Thanks a lot, everybody who checked out the show. If you're watching later, if you want to check it out later, please hit that like button, share us out. Thank you very much. And make sure you follow the channel and all that good stuff. Tomorrow night's show is going to be really good as well. Pardon me. Tomorrow I'm going to have Dr. Heath on. Dr. Heath from, I know him from X, but he is a professional brain doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, I guess. I'm not sure which one it is exactly that he is. I mean, he might be offended by the other one. I'm not sure, but it's going to be fun. He does a lot of content himself. So he's gonna come up and talk about the psyche and maybe different things about brain health. So, hey, we've got Purple Hair's Garden in the house. We did have a pretty good night. What's up, man? Yeah, we just wrapping things up now. Shouts out though to Vet Codes. I cannot go live in Vet Code. We can't go live in the groups anymore with the StreamYard changes, and hopefully they fix it. I don't think I got a chance to share into there either, but it is what it is. You have to go and find me on the page now if you were watching in the group. So hopefully you guys can figure it out. They can figure it out soon. But you all have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time for We Grow Wednesday with Dr. Heath. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. I really think it's going to be a good one. Thanks a lot, everybody. And thanks for popping through here. Purple Hairs in the house. You have a great night. Check it out, everybody. Later. Wait, no. Everybody has to eat. Everybody on the planet has to eat. In the review show, ooh. As soon as I wanted to talk about stuff, my throat goes, nope, not happening. So no, I do this show to get out there and amongst people that are entrepreneurial and people who have that same drive to do something bigger than what they're doing, not just going to work for a company and such. And that's the same mentality that you have to be more sustainable and to be more self-sufficient, right? And like I was saying, every single person on the planet has to eat. So that's why we do this. We get out there and show it off and push it out there to make it popular, to do more for yourself. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.